Welcome everyone to the Everything Show 6th anniversary episodes. Yay! I am your host, Matrixlord212. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I am with Jay. What's up, Jay?
Hey.
All right. So, yeah, I was talking to Jay off air because the book that's going to be published, that's not affected. The book that you won't hear about for another 2 years, that's what I'm doing. And I have a plan, and I set titles and everything, and I ran the title by like Sharon and the boys and then some people, and people are not too crazy about the title. So
The one you bought the title for?
No, another one. No, it's a different one. It won't even matter until a couple years. But so like I'm all thrown because I'm like I was really set on the title, but I do
the title name.
Well, I'm not going to say yet because I'm still going to decide because right now I'm back and forth with it. So I'll have to run it by the publisher because they are consulting me. Like when I have the idea for a title, if they don't like it, they'll tell me. But the next title is going to be amazing. I was told not to say it yet because the manuscript.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the manuscript is. Yeah, I want to, but the manuscript is it has to be in the hands of the publisher first, and then they have to, make sure that nobody steals the title. So
that's right.
I won't say it, but it's an awesome title. So, but I was just racking my head around. I don't like to go back and change things, so I was doing that.
Well, Sharon's a smart cookie. I think you should listen to her.
I know. I mean, I do listen to. I have. It's not like I just say, "Oh, I don't care. I'm making this title." Of course, I listen to everybody. So
that would be me.
I don't. I value my family and opinions, and if they think it's horrendous, I'm not going to make that title. So, but anyway, so yeah, book 13. I have the article in my hands. Well, actually behind my computer. But I am going to talk with the publisher this week, and then maybe this week I'll release it. We'll see. And I have to just figure out minute details on basically how I'm going to pay for it. But anyway, other than that, we're going to talk about, this is the anniversary, 6 years.
Right. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're celebrating the whole week because, of course, I understand that, one, people work. Everybody works. There are different time schedules, and you can never get everybody all together in the same room at the same time. So this is why years ago I implemented that the whole week we would have to basically get people in here. Now, there is no set thing that we have to have everything shows every day, but I little by little we do like one a day, or whatever, So we had Sally came back, we had Scott, we have you now. So may this show go on for another 6 years? Who knows? But we're already at episode 2052, I believe. So something like that. So right now we're going to.
I thought you said you had talked with Vaughn, but it was Sally.
Yeah. Well, Vaughn. Hopefully we get Vaughn in here too.
Yeah, I miss Vaughn.
We had tried another platform, a brand new platform that we put videos up. Yeah. I'll tell you about it off air. It doesn't look like it's working out. So, you know what? We try to broaden our horizon and expand besides our home here, but sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't work. But whatever, we try. Listen, if you don't try new things, you never know if it's going to work out. So we did put an exclusive Everything Show on there. The reason why I'm not saying the name is because I don't know if I'm going to delete the account today, so it would be meaningless if I go to tell everybody what it is. So I'm just looking into that now, and I will have more on that at the end of this week. So now we are going to do box office because box office we actually got the weekend actuals.
Okay.
And number one is Lion King 968 million, almost a billion. And
I don't see how people like that movie.
I know, and the thing is, the one thing I don't understand is when a movie's doing that well, why would you piss on it and saying it's doing horrible? I mean, it's the #1 movie.
It sucked.
You saw it?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my God, that bad?
Worse than the other one that I said sucked, Captain America or something.
Oh, the first Captain America?
They didn't put any human features on the animals.
They just looked too realistic, and when they sang, it looked
Too
ridiculous.
realistic. It was
It looked
stupid.
ridiculous, right? I mean, this is the thing. When we saw the Yakuta Matata song clip, I was like, "This is ridiculous. This is absurd."
I left before Mufasa died.
You just walked out,
I walked out.
and you lost money, but you just walked out.
I don't care if I lose money. I'm not going to sit
Wow.
to a bad movie. I just refuse to.
Wow. That was, how many minutes was that into the movie?
15.
Wow. Oh my
5, 10, 15.
God. Wow, that's bad. So why is it doing so well, you think, though?
Because people are stupid.
They don't know any better.
No. Because one,
Kids
there
will
are
probably like it, right?
that don't want a movie to be bad, fail, so they'll go see it.
Right.
And then there's another group that love it, so they're going to go see it even double time. Then there's the ones that just cannot stand it, but paid for the movie and leave like me.
Right. And then kids love it because they don't know.
And kids.
They probably love it. Yeah.
Kids don't know. Well, kids are smarter today than they ever were.
Right.
And shoot, they can fix a phone before you even hand it to them. And they grasp more than we do, if you can understand my meaning.
Yes.
More than we ever did when we were growing up.
Do you think that if children seen the animated first, do you think they would like this?
Well, my great nephew did, and he's so excited to go see The Lion King.
So he liked the cartoon, like the animated.
Oh yeah,
first.
yeah.
But did
he says he's gonna like this better, probably.
He thinks. All right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it's like with Star Trek Picard. It looks great, but so did the trailer for Star Trek Discovery, and looked how well that sucked, because I liked the first 2 or 3 episodes of the first season, and then everything else sucked.
Yeah, and I heard that they did reshoots, and the reshoots consisted of all that stuff they threw in there with Data, with 7 and 9, with Riker, with Troy.
Well, that was due to the orders of Amazon Prime.
Okay.
For the reshoots. I know that is confirmed.
So my thing is, what is it really going to be? We've seen a lot of flashy, wild, dramatic music and this, and then you got the impression too, when asked, I heard that the first season may only be the first season. Like there may not be any intention.
Well, if it has anything to do with Sir Patrick Stewart, he says he's hoping for 7 seasons. Well, he said 4 seasons. So
yeah, but I think somebody asked
him.
He
wants another one.
I thought he was like, well, meaning I don't know.
He said at Comic-Con at an interview several times at different interviews that he was hoping to see season 2.
Okay. We'll have to see how the fans react to this, because
right now they're loving it.
Looks good. I mean, I like the trailer. So
visually, everything, it's just it still got that Discovery feel, which
I know. I don't like that. Yeah.
They should have tried to go back to Next Generation level.
Yeah. All right, so let me go back to the second movie. Movie was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I want to see that.
That looks good. 41 million. Now, the thing is, I think it should have done better than that, because again, the budget's 90. So you always try to make the most you can in the first week, and if you don't, it's that much harder because the movie usually drops 50% the next week. So I'm sure it will make a little profit, but I doubt it will make a lot profit. You know, but again, it's probably a great movie. It's just
well, they're talking about who's the star of it? Brad Pitt.
Brad
Pitt. They're just almost sure he's going to get a Academy Award nomination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of stars in this thing.
I know it is. Margot Robbie, right?
Yeah. What's the third one?
Third movie is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
That thing is clinging to it.
It's doing well. Wow. I loved it actually. I did love it. 1,037 million.
Oh, so it hasn't hit 1.1.
The most money a Spider-Man movie's ever made in the box office. It beat every single.
I thought Spider-Man 2 or 3 hit $1 billion.
No. But this is the #1 Spider-Man movie of all time, right now, and it's still making money. So it probably is going to go well over 1.
This kid is better than Tobey Maguire.
Well, here's the thing I have with that. I love Tobey Maguire.
I did too.
I do like Tom Holland, but my favorite movies are like 1 and 2, Spider-Man. Right. Yeah, I don't really like 3, but
I didn't like. Which one is it? The Sandman.
That was the third one. I don't like that. Yeah.
The third. I didn't like that. I like 1 and 2. The one with Doc Ock.
Spider-Man, like with Andrew Garfield, that was like with the lizard, and then we had Electro. Yeah. But then Homecoming, I did not like at all because I didn't like that they had the whole aspect of it being like Iron Man 4 almost, Because that's not, he starts as, in the comics, he does it himself. He doesn't have like people helping him out or him. He just,
I have to see Homecoming again because I can't even remember who the villains are in it.
Yeah. And so then number 4 is Toy Story 4, 919 million.
I can't believe that thing didn't get to $1 billion before Spider-Man.
That's because of Lion King and Spider-Man, because all these Disney properties are knocking each other out.
Disney's killing their movies by putting one after another after another.
I've said that's a problem, and they don't understand it until one of their movies is going to get wrecked.
Well, actually, they're almost the only studio in the game.
I mean, it's just other people that they don't make the money. It's just.
Can you remember one Paramount movie? All I keep hearing is Marvel. Disney.
I mean, of the box office, let's see. Sony put out the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Okay.
And Paramount is Crawl, which is the crocodile movie. Yeah, I know. That's not that great. I mean, it's doing well, actually. It's doing better, 45 million.
Isn't Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it may be another movie that I'm thinking of, but someone was talking about on YouTube in an interview that one movie was an original script.
I didn't see this movie, so I can't. The only person that could answer that question is Connor or Scott or anybody else that's seen it.
Well, there's a movie that is original. It's an original movie.
Yeah.
It's not a reboot. It's not a Disney movie or nothing. It's totally original, and they were loving it. It was a horror movie. It was a horror movie that's out.
Now or was out? Was out?
That is out.
Now.
They saw it in a preview thing, screening.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's already out, but they were talking about they had saw it at a screening. I can't remember the horror movie name.
It's not Annabelle, right?
No, but they were talking about that this horror movie's better than
original?
Annabelle.
Oh, okay. So maybe it is the. I don't know. I have to look into that too.
It's about a woman.
Midsummer. Midsummer.
Yes, that's it. That's
I want
it.
to see that.
That's an original movie, they said.
That looks good. I want to see that.
I'm not into horror, and when I was listening through the whole thing, it made me want to watch it.
It looked. I mean, it's 29 million right now. So I don't know what the budget was.
Okay, so it's already out. Okay,
it's almost out of the box office. I think it's in 11th place, or I'm sorry, 13th place.
What's the budget?
I don't. They won't tell me. If you could find that out, that time you found it out, it would be greatly appreciated because they hide it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but let me just jump into that movie yesterday. 109 million. That's the.
I heard about that.
I want to see that too because I like weird stuff like that.
I don't know if it was y'all talking about it or someone else on YouTube.
We were
talking about it.
Something happens, and this is the only guy that remembers.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was time travel or something altered something.
And that's possibly could be a fact in a few years because son, UMG had a fire. Universal Music Group had a fire in 2008, and thousands of artists' master recordings are burned to death.
Wow.
And they just had, if you look up the boot.com, I think, it shows a list of all the country artists that have lost all their masters. George Strait, Reba McEntire, all from the beginning of Steve, what's his name? Earl and Scrubs. Conway Twitty. That's what's really got me PO'd.
Wow.
So all of his recordings are gone. All.
Let me ask you a question.
From his Warner Brothers and MCA.
So
there's going to be lawsuits. The master, the original.
But they still have copies of it, though.
They have copies, but if you try to make a copy of a copy, it's not going to sound like the original.
I see.
And there are people that are really PO'd, especially the artists, and now they're going to sue them. There has been people hearing that there are lawsuits pending to say, well, since you lost the recordings, you have no rights to the copies.
Right.
So it reverts back to the artists.
Well, they're going to try, I'm sure.
Or free public use.
So the master copy can never be worn out, right?
I don't know about that. But I know that they can make a copy from the master.
But it's not.
They keep the thing in a vault, but the thing is, they didn't have sprinklers.
How stupid is that?
And they did some kind of process of heating the roof for weather protection or something. And the guy was using a flamethrower, a blowtorch. And that's what caused the massive fire, is what these people were talking about on their YouTube channel.
Wow.
And I looked up they said the article, and how I found it was I wrote on Google, was Conway Twitty's songs destroyed in the UMG, in big letters, UMG fire? And the boot came up, and it showed me the article about the country artists that lost. But there's one guy named TJR, I think, on his YouTube channel, that he shows the names of so many artists that we have lost now forever. Bo Diddley, Etta James, Ray Charles.
Now you need a time travel to go back in time and save those.
Buddy Holly is gone forever. Fats Dominic.
And the thing is, if mysteriously they did show up, then it would be time drop.
and we're not talking about blues either. We're talking about rock and headbanging stuff. Nirvana is lost forever.
Oh, wow. That's
Tom Petty.
So now
Elton John.
So now they can't they'll still play on the radio with the copies.
They'll play on the radio if they have a copy, but you can never make another remastered CD. Like these artists will come out with another release of all their songs remastered.
Wow,
they can't.
That's a disgrace. That sucks.
Well, UMG has sent a request to try to find what is it called?
Is it on a disc
or
something?
Safety tapes. The safety tapes.
Safety tapes is like another master?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe they have them. Maybe they have them somewhere.
They've only found...
We're smart not to put it in the same location, though.
That's true. You shouldn't put the original and the safety in the same thing. Right. And also, there was something else about it. They were talking about that other music companies that have theirs in vaults, they need to update their systems because of what happened with you.
I'm sure they're gonna now that this happens.
They better?
That's insane.
Because a lot of people don't know about this. If it wasn't...
We covered this a while ago, but we didn't go into detail. Like we didn't do a whole cast on it. Like I think we covered it in a Topic Wonders or one of the casts on was the Everything Show, but we didn't we heard about it when it first happened. Yeah. We didn't follow up. We didn't really go into like what was destroyed, what was wrecked.
Because people have this mentality, Joe, of, well, we have the copies, what do we care? Well, those copies can wear out.
Yes.
And then how are you going to get more?
See, I don't know how that works. I don't know like if you could copy. I don't know anything about that.
I've tried copying copies of my CDs that I have recorded from radio, and stuff back in the day when we used to do that, They
don't come back right.
And they don't. The second one doesn't sound as good.
Wow, that sucks. I don't know. I have a feeling though. There's somebody found a way to have a version of it that it will. I mean, to me, just one copy being the master, that's just...
Well, if you protect the original, it should last, I guess, forever. I don't know, because Etta James was back in the 40s or 50s?
What was the one that they sent into space?
That was a golden record or something.
I know, but I thought it was a series of music they sent into space.
It was it was like 3 or 4.
But that was more powerful than a master, right? Because that thing had to weather the
come back, we need you.
Yeah, it's in some galaxy somewhere.
And I just wonder if who was that man that had that wonderful that electric guitar thing at Woodstock? He's a black guy.
I don't remember.
Oh, what was his name? I wonder if his was destroyed too.
I don't know. We're gonna have to follow that up on the Topic Wonders. We're gonna have to get
going back to the movie thing. What was 4?
Yeah. Well, you already did 4. That was Toy Story. Toy Story, like I said, was at 919, which would have been $1 billion already if these other Disney movies didn't come out first. The Yesterday movie that was about the Beatles, that's $109 million. It was a $26 million budget, so that did excellent.
Excellent.
Aladdin is $1,010 million. That did well too, but that's not better than the animated, that's for sure. Stuber, that's the thing about the Uber driver.
Yeah, right.
That's $27 million, but again, they don't tell you what the budget was, so
it's probably about 20 something.
It probably failed. Annabelle Comes Home. It's the third Annabelle, 208. and they don't say the budget either, but I don't think the budget was that big anyway.
I don't think so either.
Avengers Endgame is still making money. We're at $2,793,000,000. So,
I wonder if it could possibly hit 3.
No, it could hit 2,000,000,008, but there's no way it hit 3.
Let's do that. Let's do that, y'all. Go back and see it.
2,000,008,000. Yeah, I mean,
I'll go back and see it to try to make it to 2.8.
I mean, you know what it is though. You don't need to, because you want to know why? It did what it had to do. It's the #1 movie of all time,
and it never left the theater.
Yeah, correct. It doesnn't have no asterisks next
They may have added something to it, but
it doesn't count because it's after the film. It's after
That's
the film.
right.
It doesn't count.
So if there is a little sign on there on Wiki or something, or
yeah,
they need to take it off because they never left the theater like Avatar did.
And yes, and they're not going to re-release it because there's no reason to right now.
No.
Because it's going on Blu-ray or DVD. Years from now, it could be re-released. Like right now, I just got the news today that Star Trek: The Motion Picture is going to be re-released in the theaters.
Oh man, I got to go see that.
So, like, this is I guess it's the 40th anniversary.
Why do I want to go see it when I already have it on a DVD? It's being released, duh.
Oh yeah, like when they re-released Ghostbusters a few times, I went to see it. Yeah. So
why don't we have a Star Trek Fest movie and just release all the old Star Trek movies?
If they came out with Wrath of Khan, which is my favorite Star Trek movie of all time, I'd be there like the minute.
They did that with select theaters, but I'm talking. You and I are talking about nationwide, worldwide.
Come to do that with Wrath of Khan right now.
Oh man, I would go see that
everywhere. That would be amazing.
Now I went to see Star Trek for The Voyage Home. How many times, Joe?
You saw it 3 times?
18 times.
Wow. Okay.
I will go see Wrath of Khan 22 times.
I met James Doohan in the comic shop, and he was talking to my dad and me and my sister, and he says, "Yeah, we're going to do Star Trek 4 now, The Voyage Home." And at the time, nobody knew the title. He told us the title. And I was like, and he said it was about time travel. I'm like, oh my God, I was a little kid. I'm like, yeah, I was like so excited.
I got to meet Mark Leonard, who played Sarek, and I got to play with this guy. I got to meet Walter Koenig.
Walter Koenig.
Or Koenig, however you pronounce his name. Now, he may have been sick.
Right.
Or something, but he just did not seem enthused to be in Monroe, Louisiana.
He probably was sick.
But Mark Leonard was happy to be there.
Oh yeah, he was probably sick because they
must have been, because he was just like, here, let me sign your thing here.
I saw pictures of you. You were all dressed up in like uniform and everything. That's awesome.
Well, the thing is, that's not me.
Oh, you just put your oh, I see.
I cut and paste William.
That's hysterical. Okay.
If I had that thing, I'd be wearing it right now.
I went all the way to Long Island, and then we took a train into to the city because I went with my cousins, and we went to a special. It was a convention when Voyager was around, and they were revealing the upcoming season. I forget what season it was, and we got to see clips and trailers before anybody else. And I think the guy that played Tom Paris was there, and Harry Kim, and they had like merchandise, like they had Deep Space Nine stuff there. They had I believe I bought a Deep Space Nine shirt or 2. I don't know. I think it's ripped now. I don't think I have it anymore. But like there's like so much stuff. I used to buy cases of these Star Trek figures. Like literally, I would go in. I'm like, I'll take a case. They're like, excuse me, what? Yes, an entire case, please. And they're like, because nobody really did that. And I would drop hundreds of dollars at the time because I was young. I was making money,
right?
And I was just dropping money on cases of action figures, and It was insane. I wish I had that money now because I don't. It's like so weird. You think of the past and you're like, damn, how'd you have $1,000 to go to WrestleMania? Damn, how'd you have all that money to go to see the Kiss concert? Where the hell did that money come? I worked. When I was young, I was working. I wanted that money. I wanted to buy my stuff. I bought all my stuff. It was like, So, but anyway,
it was so amount of money to just go. 2 people to go see a convention for Star Trek. No wonder Walmart.
Well, then it was
Monroe
cheaper
has
than
not come. I'm surprised Monroe I'm not surprised, I should say.
But then it was so much cheaper.
Monroe hasn't had one.
I used to complain that I had to pay $35 or $40 for Burt Ward's autograph, but now you have to pay hundreds for them. Hundreds. Like,
well, just getting a ticket to a pass, whatever, to get into the thing is high.
Just to get a picture with David Tennant and Matt Smith was $1,000, and that was a couple of years ago.
Walter Koenig wanted $150 for his autograph.
But this is one picture I'm talking about, like a couple of years ago. $1,000.
Yeah.
You literally need to make a decision. You want to buy a car or you want to go?
Right. Now, Mark Leonard, I don't know what he did before or after, but at the Monroe Comic-Con, I was surprised. Mark Leonard didn't charge us anything for his autograph or a picture.
Some people are really nice like that.
I love that guy.
That was great, yeah. That's awesome.
I always liked Mark Leonard. He's the only one that, he was the first one, I should say, the first actor to play more than one role.
Yeah,
especially 3, until the guy who played the Admiral in Enterprise and the guy who played Mortok in what is it, DS9.
Okay.
DS9 was my favorite until Jerry Ryan came on Voyager.
Yeah. I got to tell you,
that really stepped up.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories was when I used to work in the video game industry, and I worked for EB Games, and I was the manager of Electronic Boutique, which is a company from EB Games, and they sent us to Florida for the big convention, and there would be celebrities there. Then we would have our classes, and we would get tons of free stuff, and we would meet celebrities, and we would have they would feed us, we would have to get up early in the morning and go in the ballroom and eat breakfast. And then it would be say Sony would pay for our breakfast, or Nintendo would pay for our lunch, or Microsoft pay for our dinner. And I remember going back to my hotel room, and I bumped into Stan Lee. And it was
my Lord.
And it was one of the greatest memories I've ever had of all time, because, and I say this quite a few times on the cast, I said, "Oh my God, you're Stan Lee. I'm your biggest fan." He's like, "As well you should be."
That's what you should.
And he touched my shoulder. But I didn't know. I was like, I touched my shoulder. He's like, "Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go to lunch because I'm hungry." I was like, "Thank you so much." He's like, "Thank you."
I wonder how many times he's heard, "I'm your biggest fan."
I know. And it was just I didn't know what to say. I was in shock. He said, and he just touched me on the shoulder.
You did great.
It was such warming feeling, and because I was Spider-Man was.
He's your hero.
So I went back to my hotel room and I said that I called up. What the hell did I call? I called up my best friend, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I could die right now!" My best feeling. Oh my God, it was greatest thing. I was so excited. It was I was jumping up and down, and it made it worthwhile because I was so nervous. And going on the plane and everything, it was but it was amazing memories. So that's
kind of like with me. I can understand how you feel. With me, got to meet Conway Twitty, and it was by accident.
Yeah,
and got to talk to him. We sat down and talked.
Well, it was the weirdest thing. I went to a horror convention, And look, back in the day, I watched everything and I loved horror, but I wasn't like, what's the word? Like now I'm like sort of like a news, like I'll know their names, the director, the producer, like newsworthy or news reporter or whatever the hell you want to call me, or YouTube or whatever. So I was just a kid enjoying it and I didn't know who did what. So I met Tom Savini and the Godfather of Gore, and he did all these movies, and I just saw him. He was in From Dusk to Dawn, and he played an acting role like the movie with George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino, and the guy that had the gun inside his crotch. It was like vampires in the desert, and it was Cheech Marin and all that. So
I love Cheech Marin.
He was a character called Sex Machine, and he was pretty funny. And my favorite horror movies of all time is Friday the 13th, and I did not know that this is the man that like did the whole hockey mask thing, everything with Jason. He did everything. I mean, it was like all these major movies. He was everything that I loved, and I did not friggin' know that. And I was awkward because I didn't know what to say to him. I was talking to him. I got my friend took a picture of me and him, and then afterwards, I was kicking myself because here it is, the majority of all my favorite horror movies he did. And I didn't know that. And I was like, what an idiot. I felt like such an idiot. Like, because he's talking to me about future projects and I just didn't even think I was like, because you know what it is? Back then we didn't have a computer.
Right.
So all we had was like Starlog magazine. Or whatever. So it wasn't like I had a thing to like take my phone. We didn't have cell phones. And it wasn't like I'd be like, oh, he did this. So like, if I saw a movie when I was younger, I wasn't paying attention to the names of the directors and the people who created the special effects or anything. I wasn't just, I just didn't know. I was an idiot like that. So, but I actually met him, and people, now it's like, oh my God, you met him. And it's like, here it is. I met him, and I didn't know everything that he was capable. Like he's done, and it's like embarrassing, But I'm grateful that I got to take a picture with him,
Oh wow!
But I did know Burt Ward because I used to watch. I met Burt.
You got to see Burt Ward.
Yes, I met Burt Ward, and that was like my favorite thing when I was a kid. Batman from the '60s, Adam West, Burt Ward. So I met him. I took a picture with him. It was the greatest thing. Greatest thing. So,
I would love to have met Adam West.
When I went to the convention he was at, the line was so ridiculously long that I would have missed out on everything, and I kicked myself that didn't meet him. It was terrible. I should have met him. It was, but yeah, I used to go to all these, conventions and everything back in the day. It's like before responsibility really set in. I was able to go to like concerts, wrestling, and comic book conventions, horror conventions, sci-fi conventions. But everything changes when you get older and you have kids and all that. So, but great memories.
Oh,
great memories. Let me see if I can pull up.
I love these memory talks.
I don't know if I have. I'm gonna see if I can pull up. That's the thing. On the spur of the moment, I don't know if I could pull up the Burt Ward picture. So I would have to find out where I put it. But I think
I would love to go to Lake Charles in October and meet Michael Gray. You know who he is?
I'm listening. I'm trying to find the
Michael
picture.
Gray played Billy Batson in the live-action Shazam TV show.
Yes. Wow.
And I would love to see him and the guy that played Shazam. Oh man, that was my favorite show back then.
Right,
I told my grandmother. Okay.
Let me just show you one picture. This is of me and Diamond Dallas Page. Remember him? The wrestler. You went into wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Diamond. He's got me in the diamond cutter. Let me just see. Hold on.
Wow.
This is another convention I went to. Let me screen share. I had the alien putting a face hugger on my head.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty cool. And I had my the little pack. I had the Marvel pouch. I had it with me, my glasses.
How young you were.
Yeah, I was young. Yeah. And then this is me in KB Toys when I worked in KB Toys. And I was with KB Toys had flew out the yo-yo champions from Hawaii, and I got to take a picture with them. This is when the Omega yo-yos were popular. And I set that whole thing up in the background. The funny thing, Chris would like this because in the back there's a 4-foot section of Godzilla,
Lord,
right behind me, and then the one closest to the left is I think Small Soldiers. There was the Small Soldiers, so I had Godzilla. I set that whole front up, and yeah, long time.
Did you like that movie?
Small Soldiers, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, my thing, you know.
I don't know unless that movie bombed. I've been hoping for a sequel.
Yeah, they're never gonna make a sequel now, though.
I love that movie.
Where is my picture with Burt Ward? That stinks, man. I can't find it. Hold on a second. Maybe it's here. Hold on. Sometimes this stuff is mixed up. Let me just see where this picture is.
You may have to go into your cloud and find it.
No, like sometimes they put it in, like they shuffle it. I don't know why they shuffle it, and they put it into something else. But I'll find it. It will be somewhere.
My pictures on my phone will shuffle randomly. I don't know why.
Oh, let me show you this. This was one of my walls in my room. I used to hang my figures on the wall, and I had my Star Trek stuff. I had the Voyager, and then had the First Contact movie.
Spider-Man.
And I had the Marvel stuff. That was like my wall. Yeah, I heavily into that stuff. And then let's see. I'm trying to find here's the Burt Ward picture. Why don't I have it?
Oh no.
I don't know where it went. It's somewhere. That's you would think that they would have it all in one.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the thing with Google. Sometimes it shuffles around. Oh, here. This is me. A couple years ago. They filmed Doctor Who. Time. I don't know if you saw Matt Smith's. Matt Smith's Angels Take Manhattan.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if you saw that, but this was Central Park. Weeping Angels. That was like.
Oh yeah.
That was
I remember these Weeping Angels.
Yeah. So that was like in Central Park when they had that, and
that was sad when those two died.
Yeah, I know. I was upset about that too. Let's see. My picture. Oh, that's so annoying. Like I said,
the actress that died of Doctor Who, she got her own series. What was her name?
Who's that?
Oh, what was her name? She was she had a child, and K9 was with her.
Oh, Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane. Yeah. I love that. I love that series.
She had a pilot. I'm just trying to see those pictures. All right. Unfortunately, guys, I can't find the picture in time.
It's okay.
That's why when you're trying to do it live, you can't.
You can find it later and put it on there.
Yeah. So. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna try one more thing, and then if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. No. All right. We're out of there. All right. So anyway. Let's see, what's the news going on here today? All right, so Red Sonja movie is going to be coming out.
Oh, cool.
So it's that's going to be. Let's see who's
the first one was hard to watch.
I know. Millennium Films is working on it. Oops. I think it's going to be. Let's see, Jill Soloway is on board to pen and direct. She's taking over from Bryan Singer. So I don't know how that's going to be, but we're going to see how that goes. And then we got news that see. There's going to be a Cruella DeVille live action. We talked about that before.
Glenn Close.
Yeah, we talked about that before. I don't know who they're going to get this time.
Glenn Close.
Actress this time, I think. Yeah, they tend to like reboot everything.
Have you heard the actresses scream?
Who?
On what show is it?
Which one?
I don't know if it's Stranger Things or what, but Glenn Close or someone, an actress.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
There is a scene where she screams, and dear God, this one YouTuber just uses that scream over and over and over. It's a great scream, but jeez.
I don't know. I have to finish watching Stranger Things season 3. That's a good show. It's like from the 80s. So. All right, so we're gonna get out of here now. I'm gonna have to go out, but thank you, Jay, for being part of our 6th year anniversary. It's a pleasure as always. I'll try to. I know everybody. It's too early for everybody. I'm sorry, but we will be back tonight around 10 o'clock, like usual, for the normal. We're still gonna do more everything shows, but everybody will be around waiting for it. They don't usually expect me to do it early because I'm never home early to do that. So thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now.